Okay, so you may not have noticed, but the child tax credits have not been renewed, and it's safe to say that they aren't going to be renewed. They should have been made permanent, but here we are. I want to speak about this because it is being spoken upon, and you probably have no idea the effect that these things had, this policy had. I mean, you don't know how many people benefited from it. Democrats don't talk about it. They do a terrible job of selling their own policies. It's absolutely horrendous. But this is an article from NPR. The expanded child tax credit briefly slashed child poverty. Here's what else it did. And I just want to go through and read off some couple things. So the article goes as follows. Blink and you could have missed it. For 6 months, the United States experimented with an idea that's new here, but is already a backstitch in the social fabric of many wealthy nations. A monthly cash payment to help families cover the cost of raising children. Less than a year in, though, this U.S. experiment, known as the expanded child tax credit, has already been unwound by a deadlocked Congress. Still, it's worth asking, what did it accomplish? Here's what the data tells us. The benefit reached more than 61 million children in December. The payments cut monthly child poverty by roughly 30%. The expansion gave more help to millions of kids who needed it most. Families spent the extra cash on basic needs. The monthly payment slashed food insufficiency by a quarter. There's no evidence the money drove caregivers to quit working. And I mean, I'm just reading off the headlines and it goes on and on. Like, if you really wanted to get intricate, I could have read a couple of these paragraphs that are underneath these big headlines. But I just want to give you the headlines because I feel like it's most important. But this is absolutely amazing. It says by the end of their 6 months, these child tax credits reduced child poverty in the U.S. by about 30%. You haven't heard that a single time on mainstream media. When was the last time any Democratic politician said that? They're so bad at politics, they can't even tell you about the good things that they do. And it's a minuscule amount of good things at the moment when you compare it to the bad things. It's absolutely incredible, man. I mean, you don't know any of this. You don't know any of this, you know? No idea. Oh, and by the way, Bob Henley wrote an article where he detailed the fact that 5 million households that struggle week to week to make ends meet have yet to claim what can be as much as $3,600 per child under the expanded child tax credit. That's about $13 billion that's just sitting around. And they just allowed that policy to end the child tax credit. It was here for 6 months. It was like, here's a little taste of ice cream. Now we're going to snatch the spoon out of your mouth and you get nothing else. Incredible. Incredible. And of course, as the article outlined, other countries have already gone far beyond that. They spend much more on childcare than we do. You want to know why? Because they recognize, they're able to think in a rational way, first of all, but they recognize that maybe we should take care of the children of this country because they're going to be the ones that are leading this country in the future. Yeah, ridiculous, right? I know. Needless to say, the Democrats are terrible at advertising their own accomplishments. I mean, if we can cut child poverty by 30%, who's to say we can't eliminate it? In fact, we can. I mean, how easy was it to do this? We don't tax the rich in this country. We don't tax corporations to fund these types of programs or to easily fund them. No, we'd much rather give money to the military, bail out Wall Street, give away corporate subsidies, and all the rest of it. Pretty much how the game goes, man. But yeah, you're not going to hear about this. This was a pretty good thing that happened, and nobody's talking about it.